Have you ever walked into a car dealership just to look, told yourself you were only browsing, and then somehow a few hours later you're sitting across from a finance manager, nodding your head while they say, "So we can get you into this for $645 a month." And you're thinking, okay, that's not terrible, I can make that work. And in that moment, it genuinely feels manageable. You start adjusting numbers in your head. I'll cut back on takeout. My bonus should cover it. I've been driving my old car for years. I deserve this. And for the first few weeks, it feels amazing. The new car smell, the smooth ride, the quiet engine, the way it makes you feel like you've leveled up. You park it, walk away and glance back at it because it represents progress. But then real life settles in. Rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, insurance premiums that are higher because it's a newer vehicle, fuel, maintenance packages, registration. And that's $645? It doesn't feel small anymore. It feels like a weight. My name is Ian, and I spend way too much time thinking about how everyday financial decisions quietly destroy long-term wealth. If you're someone who earns decent money but still feels financially tight, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're going even deeper into the car payment trap nobody talks about. Not just the math, but the mindset, the patterns, and the long-term ripple effect most people never calculate. Look, here's the uncomfortable truth. Car payments are normalized debt. They're socially accepted. Nobody judges you for financing a car. In fact, it's expected. In many countries, the majority of new vehicles are financed, often over 5 to 7 years. 7 years means you're committing future income for nearly a decade to something that is guaranteed to lose value. And here's what most people don't realize. The system is designed to focus your attention on affordability, not total cost. The dealership conversation is engineered around monthly payments because monthly payments shrink big numbers into digestible bites. It's the same psychological principle used in subscription services. $15 a month sounds harmless, but over years, it compounds into thousands. Now apply that to $600 or $700 per month. Let's revisit depreciation, because this is where the silent damage happens. The moment you drive a brand new car off the lot and it's registered in your name, it typically loses around 10% of its value instantly. Within the first year, depreciation often reaches 20% to 30%. By the end of year 3, 40% to 50% of the original value is commonly gone. By year 5, it's often 50% to 60% down. The steepest drop is front-loaded. After about 5 years, depreciation slows dramatically. A car that's already 8 or 9 years old might only lose a small percentage per year compared to that brutal first-year hit. So when you buy new, you're choosing to absorb the steepest part of the curve. It's like buying a phone for full retail price, knowing it'll be discounted heavily within months. But the financial scale is much larger. And here's the layer that makes this even more powerful: negative equity. In the early years of a loan, a large portion of your monthly payment goes toward interest rather than principal. Meanwhile, the car's value is dropping quickly. That means for a period of time, you can owe more on the loan than the car is worth. If you needed to sell it, or if it was totaled in an accident without full coverage protection, you could be stuck covering the gap. That's a stressful position most buyers don't anticipate when they're signing paperwork. Now let's zoom out further. The true cost of a car isn't just depreciation and interest. It's the behavioral effect it has on your entire financial life. A $650 monthly payment reduces your investing capacity. It reduces your emergency fund flexibility. It reduces your ability to take career risks. Imagine you want to switch jobs, start a business, move cities, or take a sabbatical. A heavy fixed obligation limits those options. Wealth is flexibility. Payments reduce flexibility. That's the core principle. Here's what most people don't realize. Lifestyle inflation is sneaky. When your income rises, you feel entitled to upgrade your car. I'm making more, so I should drive better. But if every raise results in higher fixed expenses, your net worth doesn't accelerate. It stagnates. You look wealthier, but you're not actually building assets. There's a massive difference between looking successful and being financially secure, and cars blur that line beautifully. They're visible. Investments are invisible. Nobody compliments your index fund. They complement your car. That social reinforcement pushes people toward consumption over accumulation. Let's do more slow math. Suppose instead of buying a brand new $40,000 car, you buy a reliable 3-year-old version for $25,000. You avoid the steepest depreciation hit. You either finance a smaller amount or potentially pay cash. That alone might reduce your your monthly obligation by $300 or more. If you invest that $300 monthly at an 8% average annual return for 25 years, you're looking at roughly $285,000. That's the cost of upgrading your ego early instead of your portfolio. Now extend that difference over 30 years and increase the monthly gap to $500 or $600. The numbers approach $500,000 to over $1 million depending on returns and discipline. That's not exaggeration, that's compound growth. And here's the psychological twist most people never confront. We overestimate how long the excitement lasts. The thrill of a new car fades faster than the payment does. After a few months, it becomes normal. It's just transportation again. But the financial commitment continues for years. We're incredibly good at adapting to upgrades. That's called hedonic adaptation. The pleasure spikes briefly, then flatlines. Meanwhile, the cost remains constant. Now you might say, okay, but I don't want to drive something unreliable. Fair, reliability is important, but reliability does not require brand new. It requires research, maintenance history, and smart purchasing. Modern vehicles are engineered to last well beyond 150,000 kilometers or miles with proper care. The difference between new and slightly used is often cosmetic and emotional, not functional. Another overlooked cost is insurance and taxes. Newer vehicles often carry higher insurance premiums. Replacement parts cost more. Registration fees in some regions are tied to vehicle value. So the payment is only part of the picture. The total ownership cost can be significantly higher than anticipated. When you combine payment, depreciation, insurance, fuel, and maintenance, transportation can quietly consume a massive percentage of income. And here's the long-term pattern that really matters. Many people never break the cycle. They pay off a car and within months trade it in for another financed vehicle. The payment becomes permanent. If you pay $600 per month from age 25 to 55, that's $216,000 in payments alone. Invest that same $600 monthly at 8% for 30 years, and you're approaching or surpassing $900,000. That's the difference between optional work and mandatory work, between retiring early and working indefinitely. This isn't about never enjoying your money, it's about sequencing enjoyment. Build assets first, then upgrade luxuries from a position of strength. When your investments generate returns that exceed your car payment, that's a different conversation. That's buying from surplus, not from sacrifice. The goal is to let assets fund liabilities, not the other way around. So the next time you're tempted by that shiny upgrade, pause. Ask yourself, am I buying transportation or validation? Am I compressing my freedom timeline or extending it? One decision might not feel huge, but repeated every 5 to 7 years, it shapes decades. Transportation should be a tool that supports your life, not a status symbol that delays your independence. Think long term. Let someone else absorb the steep depreciation curve. Redirect saved payments into assets that grow instead of shrink. Because the quiet truth is this: wealth isn't built through dramatic gestures, it's built through disciplined avoidance of expensive habits. And the car payment trap is one of the most expensive habits disguised as normal adulthood. I'm Ian. Don't be broke. See ya.